Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we are. Yes. Yeah. Okay. We've got one person watching, and that one of them is me. So we there's two. There's another person now. So two people. Hey everyone. Oh gosh. Well, this is the first one actually. This is the first time I've actually been live on Facebook at all. So yeah, live in my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Time for everything, man, and it is right now. It is my birthday tomorrow. I am 27 tomorrow. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting old a little bit, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hyped, man. I reckon it's some of my best works.
Wait, wait. This is exciting to watch. Shit.
Teething problems. Teething problems.
So, shit. Yeah. Is there? Oh wait. Can anyone hear me now? See, this is the joys of live broadcasting, is that you actually have no idea.
Man, just nothing like it.
Yeah, look, I can hear myself now. There we go. Shit, I did this. I did that whole lovely intro, and
It's gone.
it's gone. I literally. Well, I tell you what. Look, I'll take it back. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. Right. Pretend that bit just didn't happen.
Sound.
Ignore that last bit. I could have just cancelled the live stream, but I'm going to continue going on because like this is just. You've just got to roll with it.
Yeah.
So hello everyone. Yet again. I am back. Myself, Peter Piper, aka one of the world's worst hosts, complete technophobe. I'm back for another edition of Overviewed, in which I interview a member of the drum and bass family, the Overview family. And this week's guest, I've got a very special producer whose name has been steadily on the rise over the last number of years. I am just repeating myself what I did say initially, but might as well carry on. Seeing releases on Dispatch, Vandal, as well as the overview release last year with Nami, the Mistress EP. And he is back on the label with a brand new release that's out tomorrow, the Placid EP. So without further ado, please can we give it up for Rizzle. Seamless. No one even knew what happened just then.
I don't know what that first 2 minutes of the video were about, but yeah, it seems fine now.
I can't wait to actually watch that back because it would have probably seemed very, very odd. Very, very odd. Oh dear. Do you know what? I don't think I've actually done one of these so far, and it's just worked like smoothly the first time. I'm still getting used to this.
We're working it out. We had issues with the live stream set as well. So
we did, didn't we? Yeah. That was. Oh, we had a lot of issues with that set actually, but we persisted. We carried on, and like that is.
It was great. So.
I mean, this is what you just got to do. I think that's a good, philosophy in life is just persistence. Just carry on. Just go for it, and just hopefully it's okay. I mean, that's the
roll with the punches. Yeah.
Roll with the punches. So hello to everyone that is joining us right now. We've got a few people inside. Shout out to Ollie Underhill. We've got Dan Baker, Emma Betts. She is in as well. She gave you your lovely nickname, Rizzle Lemon Drizzle.
This is it. This is where the lemon drizzles come from. Yeah.
I guess because no one can actually hear me. It's actually your birthday tomorrow as well.
Yeah, it is. In fact, my birthday tomorrow. 27 years old. 27 years old.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were a little bit older, but I'm sorry to like be that guy. Like. Yeah, I don't know.
No, not at all. 27 is the magic number. Well, from tomorrow. I've been forgetting my age for like the last couple of years. It's just like I can't remember how old I am. I've been thinking I was 27 already. I was thinking I was going to be 28. I have to talk like referencing off my sister's age, and then just doing like calculations in my head all the time. So yeah.
How old am I? I can't actually totally remember. I mean, it all starts blurring into one after a while.
But you see the cogs whirring sort of thing. So.
Nah, that's fine. But yeah, so obviously we're, quite coincidentally, it wasn't actually intentionally. We're actually going to be releasing your debut overview solo EP on your birthday.
Birthday
release. Yeah, which is I think that might be a first for me. I'm not totally sure that I don't think we've ever done that before, and not obviously unintentionally either. So. Yeah, sort of. I think it's a really nice way to kind of toast the release, which also means that everyone here is going to have to buy the release because.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Rizzle's birthday present from yourself to Rizzle. But yeah, do you want to like tell us a little bit about the release and like. Kind of like philosophy behind it, and how did it sort of like come about, and fill us in a little bit about it really.
There wasn't so much like sort of thought behind like creating a sort of whole EP as such at first. I think the first tune that came out of the EP was Placid, which I wrote specifically for that gig that we did in Dublin. And
shout out to the Dublin gang.
Shout out to the Bowie gang. Yeah, that was sick. Wrote that one specifically for that. I think actually, tell a lie, Essence was like the oldest tune, but it's been like I sort of wrote the sketch like a year or so ago, and it wasn't the original sketch is like way different to like what it is now, sort of thing. But it was just I remembered that it was just like when I had these tunes ready for an EP sort of thing. I remembered that there was that tune that did need to be finished that had some legs, sort of thing. So I was just like, go back in on that tune, and that came out really nice in the end. Actually, I really like that Essence tune. It's like proper. I feel like it's a really like Rizzly sort of tune. Like the pads and the vibes and stuff. It's just like it definitely sounds like a bit like me, like my older sort of stuff like that. If anyone knows the Ascension EP on Dispatch, or the Ascension tune, like I always feel like it's a kind of a nice sort of more recent throwback to that. But yeah, and then there was Placid, and then Outlook was just one of those tunes that just happened. To be fair, they like Placid was as well. It was just one of those tunes that I had made this bass like ages ago on the Korg, and it was kind of sort of like I played it, and it's just like it sounds like a proper jump uppy sort of bass, and I never ended up getting around to it to using it in the end. And then I was just like I just said to myself one day, I was just like, right, I'm going to use it and just not write a jump up tune with it, and then Placid just it just happened like that basically. So
no, that's interesting. I think there is definitely like a little bit of that kind of like. It does have a little bit of that kind of like jump uppy infused kind of
quite range bass, which is definitely not sort of a usual style of mine as well, which is I guess kind of why I left that bass for so long to not use it. But yeah, it's like one of my favourite tunes I've made now, which is fucking weird. But yeah, really like that tune. And then yeah, Outlook was another tune that just like happened in basically one session as well. And I always think that those tunes are like the better of your tunes as well, because they're flowing as you write in it, sort of thing. And yeah, I just felt like the progression on that was just like really nice. It all just happened real smooth, and like almost felt like the tunes that you are like sort of plugging away at for ages and ages and ages sometimes always come off worse than like those, in my own eyes, sort of thing, than the ones that you've spent ages and the ones you've spent hardly any time on at all, sort of thing. And Let You Go was like just needed a nice vibey liquid tune to round off the EP basically when I had the other tunes ready for it, and I had like a couple of attempts at it and didn't get anywhere, and then yeah, just one of the days just happened nicely, and that was the result. Found a vocal for it, found the chords, and yeah, it was fucking done basically. So yeah, there wasn't really much like thought towards like a general sort of theme on the EP or anything like that. I think the tunes just worked nicely together. As a base,
yeah, no, I think you can really hear that, and like you're saying, like you've really kind of like honed in a sound, and obviously like yeah, like you're saying, you can really hear that in it. I think it's definitely unique.
Yeah, it's good to hear that, man. Because like I felt like for ages like my tunes didn't really sound like sort of Rizzle, or it didn't really have a sound, and yeah, I feel like it's definitely like much more like where it needs to be now, sort of thing.
Is Outlook called Outlook after Outlook?
It was just, you know what, Outlook was. It was just that was just the name of the project. I'm really lazy with like naming tracks and stuff, man. So
right.
Like that was. I always try and like name the project before I start the tune. So a lot of my tunes are named before I've actually fucking written them, which is just stupid. But yeah, it's just the way I've done it for ages now. And I like obviously like I found like back in when I was used to be making tunes, I like call a project file one thing, and then you change the name of the audio file of the actual tune to something else, and then when you're going back in on the tunes, you're trying to find pre-masters and stuff. It's hectic trying to find the right project files and all that sort of stuff. So I ended up just like, I think it was when I moved over to Ableton, I was just like, I'm just going to name everything before I fucking start it. And yeah, and sometimes they do just that, like they're just like literally just working project names, but others is just like random ideas or words that have popped into my mind, and I think Outlook was just one of those at the time. So yeah, and it stuck.
I mean, I think it's funny that if you do that, because obviously, like, I've sometimes thought about it of like, having a word and then making that tune of that word, like how you think word should be a tune in a way, like rather than the other way around.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there probably have been some tunes that have definitely like come out on the sort of vibe of the word, but yeah.
And what about Placid as well? Was there any thought behind that?
Placid was I'm trying to think now. Placid was the project file was called Horny originally.
Horny.
Just because it's just like it was that like sort of jump uppy like horny sort of bass that was like on the Korg that I wanted to use, and I was just like I was going into it with just that sound basically. So
yeah.
So yeah, the project was called Horny originally, and then yeah, I think I come up with Placid short, like pretty much as I was bouncing it. Basically, I was just like, yeah, that sounds cool, and it kind of like fit the vibe for me as well, like sort of like this sort of like tranquil sort of intro going into just some like nangness basically. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when you showed us in Dublin actually, and it was well, that was the last gig. That was the last gig like
Yeah, mate.
any of
Like,
us have been
yeah,
able to play.
memories of that gig, man. And yeah, and it was the last one we did as well. Yeah, fucking yeah, it
But
sucks,
I
man.
remember you because you were like, oh yeah, I've written this tune, and like I think it's for Overview, and like I remember you just playing it,
Yeah,
and I was just like, yes,
yeah,
like
it sounded good,
big
didn't it,
yes.
man? It's like, yeah, I was happy with that.
Yeah, no, that was yeah, no, man, it's it's good to finally sort of do something I think together because we kind of
Yeah,
as I
man.
said had spoken about it for a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think we were chatting about it in
Well,
Bratislava about it, weren't we?
I
But
think we probably would have to give a shout out to Nami really because I think that
yeah,
was probably
yeah,
how
yeah. That was yeah. To be fair, yeah, because we had that like 3 or 4 tunes. I think I think it was like 2 tunes that were basically like finished, and then one of them was Mistress, and the other was like there's still like 2 or 3 sketches that never
really
even came out. Well,
really
yeah, there was yeah, there
ooh
were
ooh
I say sketches, but like one of them was like a full finished tune. The others were like definitely more sketchy, but like yeah, they were fucking mental. They were way too mental.
I want to hear this. I actually want to hear
Yeah,
this.
I
There's
think
some
I was trying to. I think I was trying to play you some of them in Bratislava.
right.
Uh, I didn't have them on my laptop. I think they're only on this computer.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, like as well, like the original of Mistress, like the sketch that Nami sent over to me as well sounded like pretty different to like where it ended up as well, and even like from the last version that I sent him, like he changed it, like flipped it into some madness, like from the last version that I sent him as well, and that's like the
Mm.
version there now, sort of thing. But yeah, I don't think without that EP that got us sort of like talking and working together like on the label and on bookings for sure, man. So yeah, it's definitely true.
Big up to Alex. Big up to Alex Nami.
Crazy Russian
The
scientist.
the crazy Russian. Yeah, yeah.
We
Well, that
have
was
got
it.
planned some new tunes as well, but it's just
Ooh,
yeah,
biding some time. Well, I have to admit that I mean, Mistress I think was actually one of my like favorite tunes that we have put out on the label. If I'll be totally honest, like I don't know. There's just something about it. I think I played it it was at Waze's EP launch party in Holland,
yeah,
and Alex had just given me a load of dubs to play, and it just said thank you on it. That's all it. The file it was like thank you 1, thank you 2. So I actually had no idea what I was playing, to be honest.
oh,
And I was just
that's
in the zone dropping tunes, and then I remember distinctly, obviously because it's got the French like clear logique,
yeah,
and it was I think that was the real peak of the set, in fact, because I remember just like, whoa, what is this like?
hanging. Mate, yeah, I like when he sent me over that sketch. I was just like, mate, I don't even know what the fuck that vocal is, but it sounds fucking sick. It's such a vibe, yeah. Yeah, weird, but sick. I love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
proud of that whole EP, man. Like, I love Electron as well. Like that sort of like minimal, really weighty sort of shit is just the stuff that I love, man. So
Mm,
yeah,
mm.
finally like hitting something on like the nail on the head in my eyes. Like was
Mm.
that release? Like, yeah, I really
Well, I
liked
think
it.
I seem to sort of think that you've like the last couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years for you. I'd say that it's really started to things have really started to sort of take off for yourself. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean the bookings have gone like yeah. I mean I've never been this booked. Well, obviously not at the moment, but like up
obviously
until
not at the
like
moment.
up until April was like yeah the last year and a half up to that has definitely been like sort of like my busiest set wise. I think I must have had at least sort of like 1 or 2 sets a month. November
Mm,
was really I think we had like 4. I think I was out every weekend in November, and we had like Bratislava, Dublin. Obviously, there was some really good sets as well. Hereford.
The infamous night at Hereford. Do you want to tell the audience what happened in Hereford, or is that not for this podcast?
I'm not sure they're quite ready for what the Hereford antics.
I tell you what, I'm gonna tell the story. I'm gonna tell the story. So we got to Hereford.
I can't even remember the story to be fair, so as well.
So the club actually gave John and Ollie. It was Ollie Sub Antics. They gave the rider in because they couldn't have glass bottles in the club. So essentially, they gave it was a litre of gin, wasn't it? It was a litre of gin.
It was either a 0.7 litre or a
full litre.
It was fucking pretty nuts. Yeah, and they just emptied it in a pitcher basically.
I mean, I don't know if anyone is kind of getting the impression of like where this story is going, but let's just say it ended in tears.
That takes too much gin.
Don't give Ollie too much gin. I mean, you were lucky because you did actually get to play your set, but Ollie was not so lucky. And I tell you what, this isn't anything on booking overview that we're just going to come along and like take the piss or like become like reprobates or whatever. But at the same time, don't give two DJs a litre of gin before they're gonna play. Like, I don't know, like it's not not the one. It's not like
that day trying to find all of our stuff was the worst part.
Oh yeah, because you left all your crap in the club and we had to go around the next day.
Brand new coat, like brand new bag and stuff. Yeah, that was
Yeah, no, I do remember now. Yeah, because everyone was just like, "Where's John gone? Like, where's?" It was just 1 minute you were there, 1 minute you weren't. I mean, essentially, he actually got in a fight with the bouncers. If you can believe this.
That you thought you'd seen me falling asleep or something like that, and I was just like, nah. It doesn't sound like something that I would do, like fall asleep in a club. But I was fucked, so who knows.
On a note, really good night. Actually, really, really good night as well. Hereford was a bit loose. Hereford's that kind of like it's like a little bit. Yeah, I mean, because it's very close to Bristol, Hereford, and there's like a lot of history actually with like the rave kind of scene, and they really like their techie minimal drum and bass. So we had that was a good show. And obviously Bratislava, that was a cool one as well.
Yeah, Bratislava was sick.
Yeah, we went to some weird the national Slovakian radio. Rizzle, John and me were actually on we were on the national Slovakian radio, and we both
really awkward to interview.
It was a bit awkward, wasn't it? Well, I mean, it's weird having an interview like with someone that's obviously in a foreign place, and it was just. The guy kind of reminded me of Boris the Blade from is it Snatch or Lock Stock? You know the.
Oh yeah. Actually, I completely get what you mean. Yeah.
Like literally, like we walked into the studio and the guy's just like, vodka? You drink? Like just like I was like, like okay, like we're going here already, but yeah, good times. Anyway, getting sidetracked a little bit. That was a little bit of the anecdotal story. Please do not tell too many people about, overview on tour is not usually that bad. We are trying to clean up our act.
In fact, I'm usually the most sensible, so.
Yes, this is this is it. But yeah, let's get back on a little bit to the EP. We could actually play it. We could actually play a tune actually, as I think we're coming into a little bit of a let's play a tune time.
Cool.
So I'm going to play the title track off of the EP, which is Placid, and it is out tomorrow. So please do go buy. I'm going to be totally honest with you, John. You're not going to be able to actually hear the tune. You're going to need to like listen to it on your phone or something. Because it's. I still need to figure that one out.
What it sounds like, just
I think you've heard it, but you have heard it before, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, once or twice.
Couple of times. All right, so yeah, this is the title track, Placid. Yeah, out tomorrow. Please go buy it.
In a nod, like I can hear it.
Yes. Get on doing some sharing or something as well if you can, John. Also, if anyone in the chat, please do feel free to give us a share. Sharing is in fact caring.
Very true.
I am sweating now, I'm not gonna lie.
Mate, the studio is so...
Anyway, this one, Placid.
Opened the window for the first time in like about 3 months today. I usually can't have it open.
Your tune's playing. Right. So that was Placid. Wicked tune. Yeah, amazing tune, man. Honestly, like, oh, got in for another one right now. Stop that. Oh god, this is alright. This is a right old bit of fun today. I tell you what, it doesn't help. It is really, really fucking hot today. I think the heat. I should have really like moved this all outside and like done like an outdoor.
You know what? I was thinking about doing this in the garden, but I wouldn't have been able to get the internet cable out there, and I think it would have been well dodged. So
yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Out right now.
So obviously we sort of like touched on a little bit about obviously you sort of said about, sort of the success you've been sort of like having a little bit in the last few years. I mean, do you want to just sort of like tell people a little bit like your kind of story, how you kind of like got into this scene? What was your sort of inspirations?
Yeah.
And tell us the fable of Rizzle.
Yeah. Depends how far back you want to go, really.
As far back as you can. As far back as you can.
I wanted to do like music, something like music based, like from when I was about like 14 or 15. And at first, I thought that was like playing in. I was really into metal at the time, and I thought I was playing in a band, but I couldn't play any instruments, so I was a screamer vocalist in like a couple of metal bands back in the day.
No way.
Yeah, way. And there's demos on my computer still with that shit, which is
you can't find one for us, could you? You can't find one.
No, that's not for anyone's ears.
So what
ago if he could get someone, I was just like, nah.
What year are we talking here?
This would have been
how old were you? 14, 15?
How old I am at the moment, mate.
It's all a blur.
Yeah, it must have been like 20 when I was leaving school, so like 2012, 2011, around then. Okay. So yeah, that was all the way back then. I was into like, I did like drum and bass anyway from like when, but just not like to the extent now. I think it basically took like going out and getting mashed at raves and stuff to basically fully realise my love for drum and bass, as that's with probably a lot of people. And I think that I just fell into like a group of friends that were like mixing and stuff at the time. Got on the decks, and then thought just like making tunes was like the next like logical like move basically. And I got Reason and was using it for like 4 or 5 months and not really doing many bits on it, and just like trying to figure it out mostly and just failing mostly. I didn't realise that a lot of the time that you have to like plug all the cables and shit in Reason, even though it's a fucking digital program and stuff. All that sort of stuff.
Gets a bit complicated.
Never made sense to me. So yeah, I ended up like getting on Cubase, and then the rest is, and then moving over to Ableton like a couple of years ago. But yeah, that was basically like the story of how I sort of got into drum and bass and making drum and bass.
And so how long have you been producing for now?
It would have been around that sort of 2012 mark, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, it must have been. It was basically like the simultaneous like ending of like the band phase and like the starting of the drum and bass phase. Like it was pretty mad. It was almost like an overnight thing. It's crazy. I still do listen to like bits of metal like every now and again, and like, but more for like a nostalgia sort of hit. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to like, not so much as like, I still enjoy it, but I wouldn't really sort of listen to that. I'd like listen to something much more chilled now.
Not such an angry young teenager anymore.
Although having said that, like without like some of those like influences, like Dom, like with the thing that's coming with Dom, like some of that wouldn't have happened without like
shout out to Dom Operate.
Shout out Operate, yeah. So it's it's definitely like I feel like it was a good thing, even though it was ages ago, sort of thing. It's like good to have that knowledge of it, and yeah.
I definitely think there is. I mean, obviously, there's more than just like a couple of routes, but I think you definitely do tend to find a lot. You either come in from that kind of like metal, like side of things, because obviously it's very like fast, intense, like music.
Like,
it's the same kind of BPM and all that, really, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah, in a way, it's like kind of very similar to drum and bass in like quite a few ways, really, but completely different on another few ways.
yeah.
It's like there's definitely some like similarities you can draw, and like drawing influences from like that sort of things now as well. It's like you can definitely like I definitely like think of like some of like the old like beat down patterns and stuff that you used to do like well, they used to listen to as well, like back in the day, and like think how you can incorporate that into like a drum bass tune and stuff. So yeah.
You're not going to get back on doing the vocals maybe at some point?
maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
I really want to hear some of this music
You know
now.
what, I used to do like singing as well when I was a lot younger. I used to sing. Actually, won like I got the drama award like for like when I was in year 6 for doing a rendition of Joseph and Technicolor Dreamcoat. I was Joseph, and my mum made me like a Technicolor Dreamcoat costume shit, and yeah, man, it's like singing in front of a microphone and shit. I must have been like 8 or 9 or something. I don't know.
Wow. And that's
Yeah.
that's like up on stage in front of like a lot of people as well.
Yeah, that was in front of like the whole school and like all of like the school's parents and stuff as well. So yeah, it was a big old fucking like pavilion type hall thing that we used to do it in. Yeah, it's mad.
Right.
Yeah,
Damn. So that was
yeah.
that was like your first taste of like performance, I guess.
I
Like,
guess so. Yeah. Now you think about it, yeah, never even really thought about it like that before. But yeah, it would have been.
I really want to see some pictures now. So if
Yeah,
if Mummy Rizzle is watching,
I've definitely still got the coat. Like it's in my house here somewhere.
probably
I
don't. Next time, next
like,
time.
yeah, yeah. It's like just dress up fodder now. Like,
I could see how you'd make a good Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat. Actually, I can
yeah,
kind of
mate,
I can kind of see it.
as well. Like I can't remember what it was about now, but yeah.
So then obviously like music has then like kind of obviously always been a part of your life, and have you
Yeah,
play
yeah.
instruments
So
and
I say like from about the age of 14. It must have been it must have been about then. I just knew that I wanted to do something musically, but I'd never. I did like a couple of guitar lessons when I was younger again. This is when I was in primary school, but it was nothing. I think I did like 3 lessons, and then the teacher that they had just some. It was like an extra like a after school club guitar lesson type thing, and they the matey just stopped doing it after like 3 lessons or whatever. So yeah, that was that basically. I did figure out how to play like one tune. I can still remember how to play now. If someone ever gives me a guitar, it's like my one little fucking thing. Actually, I know I can play Wonderwall really badly, but like,
okay, who can't play Wonderwall? That's the
exactly. Yeah.
everyone has to be able to play Wonderwall on the on
Yeah,
the
that's
guitar.
it. And yeah, I guess it was like kind of like just knew that I wanted to do something musically, but never really had the never went to college or anything like that. From school, I just started working straight away, and by that time, I was into making drum and bass anyway. So yeah, that was
So you didn't go to college, you didn't go to university or anything like that.
I've never been to college, uni. Just been completely self-taught basically. Which I suppose is probably a good thing in one way and a bad thing in another way, and the fact that I don't really know any sort of musical theory at all, other than sort of what I've picked up, like the last sort of, I'd say like the last sort of 2 or 3 years, I've been properly looking at, not like probably like studying it, but like at least trying to figure out what the hell is going on in my tunes to make them sound the way they do, whereas before like all sort of guesswork. It's more so like the musically bit, the more melodic bits, because there's definitely like some some of the stuff off the Dispatch album that's coming is like I was trying to figure out how to do like this sort of like melancholic, deep, dark vibe, but like and basically just been looking into more like getting that sound sort of thing recently.
We will touch on your album because you have just dropped in it. But we do actually have a question here from the audience. By the way, if anyone does have any questions for John or myself, preferably John, because this is his overview. So if you do have any questions for him, please do feel free to ask. But we have Hayden here. How was it when Ill Truth stayed over your house?
It was really great. It was really great. We got on the tunes. They played at the fire station down in Bournemouth, and they stayed at mine. Got on the tunes before. Went down there. Got pretty licked. Jay definitely got licked. And we ended up having to me and Hayden ended up going to get a chicken, and Jay stayed at the club for a while, and yeah, we got some like SOS calls from Jay later. We had to go out, like we were back at mine by this point. We had to go out and fucking find him.
Oh no,
And,
shit! He's
yeah,
lost
yeah,
walking around Bournemouth somewhere.
he had no idea who he was. So yeah, we were the saviors. But yeah, it was good, man. Yeah, and then we got burgers the next day, which was a bit of a disappointment, to be fair. I thought that place usually does banging burgers, but it wasn't up to scratch on that day, which was disappointing for me.
Oh, shit.
But it was a great time, had by all. So yeah,
There's that. We're not setting the best impression of ourselves as overview for this show today. It's like, yeah, we're getting fights with bouncers. The artists are going to get lost.
Well, I mean,
you know, it's not usually that bad. I tell you where's a good burger though. You guys got a Five Guys in Bournemouth yet?
yeah, we do. You know what? I'm kind of torn on Five Guys. Like it kind of like one time I'll get it and I think, oh yeah, that was really good, and then the next time I get it, I'll be like, oh man, like it kind of tastes like a glorified McDonald's, like, and it's just like a really expensive McDonald's as well at that.
I
But
don't know.
like we've got some really good burger places down here, man. That place called Makobo Burger in like Folkestone is really good. I took Nami there when he come down to make tunes. That one that I just said about with Seven Bone was with Hayden and Jay was at Seven Bone. It was good.
Yeah.
It's usually good, but not like as
But
good.
Hayden saying bun Five Guys. No, mate.
Yeah.
Five Guys is fucking sick. I had a really good Five Guys. I tell you what, the only problem is with it is very, very fucking expensive. It is.
Yeah. But yeah, another place called Monty's down here, which is really nice as well. Yeah.
Five Guys is top tier, but it is overpriced. I think it is.
Yeah.
It is true. I can't be. I don't know how we got a discussion of what's a solid
I
burger.
was thinking, why are we talking about burgers all of a sudden?
Well, you know, burgers are important. Burgers are important as well.
The hate, yeah. It all stems from the great question from Hayden, really.
Yeah, I mean, big up Hayden. Thank you for your wonderful question. As said, if anyone else has any questions or wants to talk about anything, we are here. We're actually going to be. Well, we're going to be down in Bournemouth soon. Actually.
Oh yeah.
I haven't actually been to Bournemouth for a little bit, but
You have been to Bournemouth before then?
when I was, we're talking like when I was like 5 or 6 or something. We had some like family friends down there, but I haven't been. Obviously, I've heard very nice things. The Costa del whatever of England, and
we do have a nice beach.
do have a nice beach.
And it does have sand.
It does have sand, but yeah. Well, we're going to be down, actually doing an overview house party in Bournemouth. I don't know how much I should really like be talking about this on the stream, but yeah, because obviously like shit is
like your other house party times 5.
no, nothing's ever going to be that bad, but yeah, because I mean essentially like we obviously haven't been able to do many gigs, so I've managed to like get a big house down in Bournemouth, and we're going to be like doing a bit of a party, and yeah. I do need to speak. We'll speak about that afterwards. I do need to ask a few questions on that. We've got another question in here actually from Noah Johnson. I'm being told to shush right now from Emma. I've probably said way too much on in such a public forum, but it's invite only. It's invite only. I'm telling you.
Yeah. We have a buffer on here, Pete.
You are sorry?
There's no like live buffer on here or anything.
I should really have a buffer. I'll be honest, but
yeah.
Send coordinates we've got on here. Yes, we've got a really good lineup actually. We've got Clinical, Rizzle, Coherent.
Am I playing?
Degs. Are you playing? We're only coming to your fucking city. Sorry. Look, we're getting sidetracked. Just pretend I didn't say anything just now. We will live stream it for anyone that wants to come along. We will live stream it. It's gonna be sick. We've got a question here from Noah Johnson, and he asks, "How long did the EP take you to make?"
Not that long actually. Compared to some of the other projects that fucking recently have taken me ages. But yeah, like the first tune, the oldest tune of it was Essence, which was a sort of like sketch for quite a while before it got turned into what it is now.
How long? Yeah, I mean, what? So you,
That probably started like halfway through last year,
okay.
but then the rest of the tunes, Placid, Outlook, and Let You Go, were all written after would have been whenever that April gig was. So,
Well,
what,
no, it was March. It was March. It was
when was it?
March.
Yeah, end of March was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
must have been end of March. So yeah, like maybe 2 or 3 months.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah, for the sort of majority of it, and then obviously there was that work on the sketch for Essence that happened last year. Maybe that was maybe like 1 or 2 sessions on that at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
then that was probably the one that took me the longest to finish actually of the EP was Essence, and yeah, just took me just ages to finish. That was the one tune of the EP that wasn't one of those tunes that just fucking happened like that and was just like flowing as you were writing it. It actually took me like definitely like a good like 2 sessions to get the initial vibe down, and then like ages and ages of refinements and edits and stuff like that. And it doesn't even sound like that complicated a tune, but yeah, it's took me ages.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm getting some notifications through here. Whoever's messaging me right now, stop messaging me. You're ruining you're getting involved in the you're ruining the vibe. No, that's it. That's interesting though. Like, I mean, how long on average do you think it takes you to make a tune if you were to?
I think I would love if it just took you 1 session to just make or to get the whole vibe done in 1 session at least, and then like the rest of the work is mix down work and just fiddly bits and stuff like that. Because yeah, like I said earlier, I think those tunes that you just happen like that when you're writing them are just always like at least 10 times better than the tunes that you plug away at. But having said that, Essence is like a good tune, and I really like that tune as well. But like, yeah, it definitely took loads longer to make than like Placid and Outlook. Outlook was literally done in like 1 session. I remember Instagramming it when I was doing it, and it was just like by the time I'd done like 3 Instagram stories, it was just basically like the whole vibe done, like ready to go. Just added some stuff for the intro later, and yeah.
Well, I tell you what, touching on a little bit then, as you kind of mentioned a little bit, you have a debut album on the way.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Which unfortunately is not to be released on OVU. just to reiterate that for anyone that is gonna ask.
It's coming on Dispatch. I don't know when, but it's all been submitted and everything. Just waiting on masters and stuff. So hopefully won't be too much longer to wait for that. I'd love to have it out this year, but I don't know. Don't know what the lead time is on it and stuff, and if it's going to go to plan or anything like that. I don't really know. So.
And how long have you been working on that?
That it's basically about 2 years.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I think I started that like some of the first. I remember playing some of the first versions of the tunes on it. I played a gig at Vision State in Leeds. Big ups to those guys. Because that's like that. I think that's probably still like the furthest away gig I've played in the UK as well. So big ups to them guys. But yeah, I remember playing some of the tunes there. That must have been October, November 2018.
Crikey.
I think.
Right.
2018. So yeah, and basically like finished it, wrapped everything up, and submitted it like end of March, April, I think. So
right.
Yeah. And then that freed up basically time to write the EP. Basically, like I've just been basically kind of why I've been quiet for like the last 2 years is because there hasn't been much. There was a release like when I started writing that album. There was a Dispatch release, but then apart from like a few bits, like I had a Sense tune out on Inhabit. There was another one of the Dublin Gang, and yeah.
How have you found the process of writing an album? Has it been challenging, or you know?
I think I probably bit off a bit more than I to like.
I appreciate the honesty there.
Like, yeah, it was. I thought it was going to be a fucking breeze, man. And do you know what I didn't appreciate? It was just like when you write such a body of work, is this like where and you start to listen to it, and they all sound like you've made them at different points in your life due to like I'm always like I make no bones and say like my mix downs aren't like the best in the world, but like they're definitely improving and stuff. And I think it's like it was learning so much about mix downs and stuff throughout the whole process of writing that album that like pretty much every tune, like you bounce out a final of it, and it just like the next one when you bounce out a final of that one sounds completely different, like mixed down level wise. And it took me so long to just like balance everything so it sounds nice as a piece of work when you listen to it together.
Right.
That was like what really got me, and just took me ages. Like the album was probably finished like writing like October last year, and took me like till March basically to
just
do all the mix
get it all up.
Make sure I was happy with it as much as I could be, basically.
We got Nate Lloyd here asks, how many tracks is the album?
It is 15, 16. 15 or 16. I can't remember off the top of my head.
And what was that? Was that whittled down from like a lot more than that, or?
No, it was actually whittled up. Actually, like
right.
I probably would have wanted to do like less tracks, but I wanted to go for like 11 or 12 sort of tracks, but Ant thought it would be a good idea to get a couple more collabs on there. So yeah, there's a few more collabs on there that probably wouldn't have been on there had it not been for Ant. And saying that he reckoned it would have been a good idea, basically. So.
Are you allowed to reveal any names of any collabs, or is this all top secret information? I don't know what we're allowed to say or not.
I was saying about the album ages ago, and basically like that's all I've cleared with him so far. So yeah, I've probably said too much already. So, yeah.
Shit, sorry, I didn't mean. Hopefully, I haven't dropped you in hot water here.
It's in the general domain that there's an album.
All we can say is there's a Rizzle album coming. It has collabs on it. It is drum and bass. It is just a drum and bass album.
It is music.
It is 100% music, and it's not coming on Overview, unfortunately. Maybe album number two. Maybe. Or you're probably now like I'm done writing an album for a while. I don't know what's your kind of like? Have you sort of like had much thought of what next, or has it kind of been a little bit like, right, I've done the album now, like I'm a bit freer?
Like, since I finished writing the Overview EP, it's been well hot in fucking studio as well, man. So like, admittedly, I've had like one remix to be working on recently, so I have basically smashed that out. But mate, the last like 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't been in the studio at all because it's just been so hot and can't get into a vibe when I'm like that. So
mate, need to set it up outside in the garden, man.
Yeah,
piss off your neighbours.
Making tunes on a laptop, it doesn't really sit well with me. Like I like having a mouse and a full size keyboard and like an actual like 49. Well, I think I've got 49 keyboard as well. Yeah, so like
proper
without that stuff, I kind of feel like I'm just like endlessly just like listening to a drum beat. Like I have to be in the studio to like make.
We got another question here from another one from Noah. Thank you very much for your questions, Noah. He asked, do you have any advice for collabing? I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. Say if like the best thing, I always like it if someone wants to reach out and already has an idea. I think that's already great to approach someone with. I think it's like a couple of guys done that with me recently, like Subdue, who I'd not heard of before, admittedly. Sent me a couple of tracks that I really liked, and then he just winged me a couple of ideas and asked if he wanted to collab, and with like one of them's been signed to Solvent now, so my advice would just be to ask. Like if you don't ask, like you won't get at the end of the day. I think like the whole Nami EP was like I'd never even spoken to Nami before. Obviously I'd written a collab with Black Barrel and Nami are quite tight in Russia, I'd never even spoken to Nami, and he literally just sent me a link to like this idea. I think it was Mistress. I'm pretty sure it was Mistress. Was it Mistress? I can't remember if it was Mistress or like one of those ones that got binned now, but yeah, literally just sent me a link, just like, do you want to finish this? And I was just like, I listened to it and I was just like, fuck yes. And that was the start of that basically. So yeah, my advice would just be if you don't ask, you don't get, basically. So yeah.
You never know quite where it might lead, or
Exactly, and
what door
like
it might
if
open up.
like at the like it's all about the idea at the end of the day. So like if someone sends me an idea that I'm into, it doesn't matter if they're like a new artist or someone that's been around for ages and ages and ages or someone that I've already made tunes with. Like it's all about the idea, and if I'm into it, I'll get involved.
Do you prefer collabing with someone in real life, or
This is a tough one, man, because like there are advantages of both, because like obviously like some of the stuff that has come out with me and Nami is like was stuff that we've just worked on stems together. Give You was the only track that we made together. That was when he was here. When he come on this Europe tour, Nami.
Nami on tour? Oh, that was a good time.
Yeah, and yeah, we made that here, but then even that turned out completely different to like what we started with in the studio here. I started with this like techie, like almost like really nasty sort of sounding 808 sort of bass, and now it's like a weird roller. Yeah,
kind of like vibey liquid, isn't it now? But it was interesting because obviously I knew a little bit about the history of the Mistress EP. That obviously you started a number of the collabs obviously before it, and then obviously Nami then came to the UK, and then you'd worked together. But it wasn't very much time. You didn't get a lot of time in the studio.
No, yeah. So he was literally only over here for a night, basically. Yeah.
One night.
That night he spent throwing up in my toilet. Yeah.
Nami wasn't too used to smoking bong, was he? That's... we didn't just say that. So sorry, Alex, if you are watching, but yeah, he's no. So have you got another maybe interesting question? Have you got any like plans for any sort of collabs that are in the works at the moment? Obviously, stuff that's not on the album. Have you got any?
Yeah, so Primitive Instinct has sent me some stems the other day, something that I really like, and I've been really rating his tunes for ages now. So yeah, excited to get on something with him. Host, Man Like Host. Big up Harry. We are making tunes again. We've been making tunes with each other for about 6 years now, but yeah, never really finished anything. But there is some stuff in the pipeline. There's also a collab with Creatures floating about.
I think that may actually be coming on overview. I think.
Oh yeah, I think he did say something.
I think yeah.
About it, so yeah, sick.
I probably shouldn't play it. Actually, I wonder if I can play it actually, because I feel like Harvey.
He's definitely put it at the start of that mix that he's just put up.
Oh, is he actually?
Yeah.
I tell you what. I reckon he has, because
it's in a mix that I've played as well. I think.
Do you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna play it because we're talking about it. Let me just see if I can. Because this is what the Hayden says that the Ill Truth collab needs finishing as well.
Yes, yeah, that's true. I do actually have ideas for that as well. I haven't listened to it in ages, but I remember the last time I listened to it, I was thinking of some ideas for it, and I think I got some shit. So yeah, we do need to get back on that for sure.
We need to finish that.
Hayden needs to answer this question for me as well. Like, what happened? I sent you not long ago, man. Like,
yeah, Hayden.
Come on.
Yeah, Hayden. Come on. Where is it? I'm just messaging Harvey now to see if we can if we can get this. I said you got.
Have you not got it?
Well, I've got a version. I don't know. I don't know if he's.
I don't know. I don't know what version you need, to be fair, but I can tell you in a sec.
Because everyone can get a world premiere of a forthcoming overview bit. I do love a good. Hayden asked which ones.
I think they were called, I think it was called Rise, maybe with a Z. I can't remember exactly.
Rise with a Z. Openly, I have no idea which ones.
Just no thing. I'll link them to him again.
All right.
Uh,
Well, I'm gonna. I tell you what. While you do that and have a little look, I am gonna play a brand new overview track. Whether or not it's 100% finished, I think it is. It is the latest version.
in 2, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is what I got. So we're gonna give you. This is Creatures X Rizzle. Not sure if it's got a track title yet, but if anyone's got a good name for a track title, maybe drop it in the it in the chat.
Tracky McTrackface.
Tracky McTrackface. Yeah, yeah, that'll be it. Actually, no, don't do that. All right, look, going in. This is the tune.
I'm gonna nod my head like I can hear it again.
I'm just making sure I can hear the tune coming through. It is going through. We're all good.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm only going to give you guys the. Well, actually, I might just play a little bit in the background and do some talking. Big tune. Very minimal, very stompy, very clean, very overview.
Man. Yeah, it was sick. Harvey sent me over a sketch, man. It's fucking wicked sketch, to be fair. I just extended the vibe.
Basically, pretty much.
Added in some other bits and bobs, and it was there, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
No,
I haven't actually had a chance to play that one out yet. I haven't played any of the fucking Placid EP as well. Basically, the only tune I've played of that out is fucking Placid, and that's one.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. It's pretty savage, isn't it? Like,
yeah. But then, that's kind of similar with a lot of my other releases anyway. It's just it usually takes so long for me to get masters on my sticks and stuff that by the time it's there, it's just like all the gigs are gone.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a savage one, obviously, at the moment. But I think it's going to be coming back round sort of soonish, like.
Yeah, man.
Maybe.
Mate, I've seen a lot of these Engage doing those liquid sessions in London. They look good. Mate, I've just seen them put up a lineup with LSB, Galaxy, and Phil. Man,
I'm guessing that's like because they're doing a lot of like sit down. It's like all sit down daytime sort of things, isn't it?
Yeah. It looks decent, to be fair.
I mean, if needs must. You know, you gotta adapt and improvise in this kind of situation. Maybe we should try it. We'll try and sort of do some sort of. Someone has just commented. Well, not someone. Will Vagano, aka Mr. Vogs, has commented. He says, "This is a weird porno." This is a very weird porno.
Yes.
What am I watching?
yeah.
I don't really know what's going on anymore either. So what next? Obviously, as I said, got the album and
So album, and then we've got the EP with Dom with Operate.
oh shit, yes.
So yeah, that is basically very, very nearly done. I've just been sent today something very exciting for one of the tunes, which is a vocal track from a certain vocalist who I'm not sure we're going to name.
No. Don't start giving away too many secrets.
Yeah. There's Holy P with Operate coming. Just need to finish it up. Literally just waiting for Dom's ear to get a little bit better. He's got something wrong with his ear at the moment. And then we're going to get on the session and finish that shit up.
Right.
From that, I've got some remixes I'm working on. There's a remix for Lost the Plot Records coming out. A remix for Husky Records as well.
Is it Husky or Husky?
Husky? Yeah, I don't know.
It must be Husky. It probably is Husky, isn't it?
I imagine so. I've not really thought much further than that, to be fair. Remix on Husky, and then I need to get in the studio and write some more stuff, basically. So yeah, it's new stuff to be written, mate. So fuck knows what's going to happen. Yeah.
Anything could happen at this point.
Anything can happen. Yeah.
You're a free man with the world at his feet.
Yeah, and you know what? It was just really nice, like coming off the back of the album and writing the EP, writing Placid EP was just nice to just have it was just nice to be working on just like new tunes again, because I don't think other than like a couple of remixes and stuff, like I hadn't really been doing that at all. Like even like just like writing little sketches here and there for like the last 2 years or so. It was just basically like whenever I was in the studio, I was working on one track for the album, and then when that was finished, it was straight on to the next one. And basically nothing else in between. So it was just nice to be able to write some new music and not really have any sort of plan for it at all. So it'll be much more of that basically, and I'm looking forward to it again. And I don't really know, haven't really got any ideas of what I'm gonna be making, but yeah, it's probably gonna be, I imagine, something on a Rizzle vibe.
A Rizzle vibe. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, I'll tell you what. Look, we won't. I think we could be just about done for today. I don't know. If you wanna. We could carry on with these for a while, but then we'll just end up talking about burgers and anything that doesn't really relate to what we're doing.
Getting too
I tell you what, I think I actually kind of want to play something off of the Operate and Rizzle EP. I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
I know it's more like overview Rizzle, but that's the best kind of Rizzle. I think. Should I go opposites or think of you if you were to?
Sorry, I didn't hear that, mate.
Opposites or think of you if you were to.
It's a tough one. I suppose opposites is a bit more of a nicer sort of vibe. So let's go with that one.
Okay, so again, spoiling you with more world exclusive music right now. This next one is off of Operate and Rizzle's forthcoming overview EP. Hopefully going to be out this year, where we're obviously aiming for, depending on how you guys get on the final track. Yeah. But it's basically there. So we've got even more Rizzle coming a bit later on in the year. And this one is Opposites. Let's play the tune. Go nod your head and pretend like you can hear it.
Yeah, I'm just currently laughing for Will's last comment.
What's that? Two sweating Englishmen share an intimate moment. I think that's very, very spot on for what's going on right now. absolute vibes.
Yeah,
Such a vibey tune.
I like that one.
I like that one. Yeah,
Really
no.
old vocal on that as well, man. It's like a tune that I never finished from like, it must be like 5 or 6 years ago.
Really,
Um,
really.
yeah, and just remembered about the vocal from it, and I was just like, yes, needs that, and it did need it.
So what, you literally just extracted the vocal out and then made...
I think I used the vocal from the track in that old tune and realised that it sounded like shit, so I just pulled the original sample from the sample pack, and not that it's a sample, obviously.
I don't use samples. I make all my own sounds.
Including vocals. Yeah.
Well, you could.
I don't think I could.
I tell you what, that's a good lesson there. Don't delete your project files because you just never know when it may come in handy.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, like there's stuff that I've used in tunes that literally like one sound that in essence that was actually a sound that got dropped that I made from one of the Nami tunes, from one of the dropped Nami EP tunes as well.
Right.
So like, yeah, never ever, like always, like if you like a sound, just bounce it, put it in a nice sound folder in your computer, or like a dump. I just have like a sample dump folder where I just, anything I find is nice, I just chuck it in there and then
see if it comes in handy later.
Nice sample, I just go through there and hopefully that's what I like.
No, that's cool, man. Well, yeah, look, thank you so much for coming on today and doing this with me. I hope it's not, yeah. Well, I hope it's not been too daunting.
No, yeah.
And you know, obviously, as we're saying to everyone, and obviously, you know, it's Rizzle's birthday tomorrow, and it is the release day for the Placid EP.
One of those blow up fucking things.
What?
One of those hooter things, like.
Yeah, right. I should have really prepared or done something for this, but sorry, man.
Oh well.
Any last sort of final shout outs or anything you'd like to say? Anybody you'd like to big up or?
Yeah, big ups all the Bournemouth crew, Operate, big ups Harry, big ups all the Overview crew, big ups everyone that's supported my music as well, and yeah, big up everyone that's pre-ordered or is going to buy the Placid EP. You're all legends.
Everyone's going to buy it. Everyone here, everyone that's watched is going to buy that EP without a doubt.
Hope so.
Well, look, man. As I said, thank you so much, and obviously, well, we'll be seeing you Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a little overview meetup, a little bit of celebration for Rizzle's birthday and the release. So, yeah, that's going to be another. I'm sure some people will see some photos and some content going up online for that. So, keep an eye out. But yeah, man. Honestly, thank you so much for today. You've been a star, been a pleasure, and I think that's about it. Thank you very much to everyone that's been watching, for sharing and liking.
Big ups. Bye.
Bye.